Hello boys and girls. Today our lesson is titled Grade 6, Lesson 2, The Relationship of Multiplication and Division. The student outcomes for today: students will build and clarify the relationship of multiplication and division by evaluating identities, and identities is a key word for today, such as A divided by B times B equals A, and A times B divided by B equals A. Notice once again that in both cases we end up right where we started. Let's go on to our opening exercise here. Draw a pictorial representation of the division and multiplication problems using a tape diagram. So our first one, 8 divided by 2, we can really think of it in two different ways. To begin, create yourself a tape diagram that has 8 pieces. So when we think of this tape diagram as having 8 pieces, we can divide it by 2, which is essentially cutting it in half. So here is one way to interpret this information. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Now another way you can look at this same problem, 8 divided by 2, is to once again create a tape diagram with 8 pieces, but this time instead of dividing by 2, think to yourself, how many 2's can I put into 8? So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 2, 2, 2, and it went in a total of 4 times. Now for our second one, 3 times 2, this time we're going to create a tape diagram that has 3 pieces, and we're simply going to take that that diagram and duplicate it. So by duplicating it, we're essentially multiplying it times 2. So here we have our first tape diagram, 3 times 2, giving us a total of 6. So a quick discussion here. Start off by building a tape diagram that has 9 pieces. And you can use your shapes from yesterday if you'd like. So I'm going to create mine, 1, 3, 6, and 9. So I have my 9 pieces, and I want to take these and divide them into 3 groups. So if you'll take your piles, you can separate them into groups of 3. And I have 3 equal groups, and each group has 3 parts in it. Then if I multiply it together by 3 again, I end up with 9. So that's the visual representation, and here's what it looks like on paper. We had 9 units divided by 3 units, which gave us 3. Then we multiplied by 3, and we ended up right back at 9 where we started on both sides. Okay? Alright, so now a visual representation using variables. I did create the equation up top just to kind of help you follow along. It could have been any numbers to represent A and B, but I chose 15 and 5 to get myself started. So A represents one piece, and you can just kind of follow along here as soon as I can get a piece. So this is my A piece, and I'm going to label that A, and I want to divide that. It's like a 9. There we go, A, and I want to divide that by B. So I'm going to take a second piece, and really what I'm doing is I'm dividing this into, I chose 5 sections here. It really could have been anything. So the second part is A divided by B. Now naturally I can take it one step further and take my division and now multiply it by B again. So this section here would be A divided by B times B, and naturally that brings me right back to where I started. I'll bring in one more piece here, and that last piece represents A divided by B times B equals A. Right back where I started. All right, exploratory challenge for today. We have a couple activities to look at here. It says determine number sentences to show the relationship between multiplication and division. Use tape diagrams to provide support for your findings. Number 1, create 2 number sentences to show the relationship between multiplication and division. These number sentences should be identities and include variables. Use the squares to develop these number sentences. And I provided a couple possible number sentences that you could use. You can feel free to use mine or create a couple of your own using different letters, but they'll basically follow the same format here. Number 2, as soon as you've written your number sentence, write it on a sheet of paper, of scrap paper, and show a series of tape diagrams to defend each of your number sentences. So for example, if we go back just one slide here, we can see this one was division, then multiplication. So and here is my work that follows that. So if I wanted to use this one, this is division followed by multiplication. Or I can do the other one here as multiplication followed by division. So go ahead, create your mini poster. When you're done, bring it to me when you're finished, and providing you get approval, you can start on your exit ticket and then your problem set. Thank you. You did a great job today.